Hello, I am Martin Fencka and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Civilization 5 as Arabia. So we are doing our one city challenge and things are going really well for us. At this point I think the only major issue that we still could have would be a war, and probably not just one war. It would have to be like multiple cities declaring war on us. But they are fighting each other, so I feel pretty good at this point. But still, in 10 turns, we'll get the Brandenburg Gate. So that's a one that I'd really like to get those extra 10 units. And, well, once you almost completely fill our island with units, we should be fine. I'll just go for the maximum amount of musketmen, so that will be almost impossible to even approach our island from any side. And by the way, why am I keeping cuirassiers instead of getting rid of? I think I would have to get rid of 2 of them so that I could use horses for agribusiness. Well, cuirassiers upgrade into tanks eventually, and tanks don't need horses, so I will free up my horses. And it might be too late, actually, might never get to that point, but also I want to have units that can quickly move around the island and prevent anyone from landing in case the war happens. That agribusiness is not super important, so that's why I'm keeping 4 highly mobile units up all the time. Okay, so what's our focus now? Well, first of all, let's check the tourism. So we are more than fine here, which means now we want to focus 100% on culture. We need to get our culture in the or not culture, our tenets as quickly as possible. So what do we want to get? Archaeologist, Christo Redentor will have to wait, but even if you lose Christo Redentor, I don't care. Research lab, not a big deal anymore. I'll just get the factory, but we wanted Brandenburg Gate first. And yeah, some archaeologists, because artifacts of course do get the do give us culture, and also they stack up our unique ability. Speaking about unique ability, we are up to 87. Well, it seems that I was wrong that we'd get to 200, but let's try to get at least 100 bonus from our unique ability. Still a massive boost. Okay, enough talking, let's end the turn. And have extra citizen now. Production, probably not. I think this guy gives a little bit of culture, right? 2017 or 2019, yep. It's not much, but it's better than the production that we really don't need at this point. Should have saved that one engineer and just rush Wonder with him would be better use. Yeah, I thought that I had enough production without one more manufacturer. I didn't even know that we would get aluminum in range. If I knew about that, I definitely wouldn't pop this guy. But there are so many comments and concerns about that I'm lacking production that it convinced me in the end, guys, and we ended up not working one manufacturer. But it's fine. You never know. It's not like we lost the game because of that. How are we doing? Archaeologist is about to finish. 10 turns for this, 3 turns for the writer. What sucks is that we can't fade by writers. What can we fade by though? And prophet, engineer, or scientist and engineer. Don't need any of these. Could maybe get a scientist. The earlier we get the military science, the better. It's possible that someone already has the access to Brandenburg Gate. Also, this will allow us to start working Eiffel Tower earlier, which is relevant for what we are trying to do. Okay, scientist it is. Or if I wait, I'll be able to get engineer and just speed up the production of those wonders. But in the end, I either get those wonders faster or earlier, or not wonders, those tags earlier, but then it will take forever to build them, or I wait for those tags and then I rush them, but in the end it will probably be the same amount of turns. Let's just get the tag. It's cheaper, great person. What is this? Oh, that's a cargo ship. And let's try to play faster. I always need a few turns to like realize what I'm trying to do here, because I'm always recording this right after I finish an episode from the Denmark Let's Play. I just have to switch to peaceful gameplay. Go. So now we can switch right away. What was the Brandenburg Gate? Okay, fine. I'm gonna rush it. It's risky because it's quite possible and someone is already working on it. But we have so much money that it probably doesn't matter. There are some artifacts here that belong to nobody. Let's go after that. Possibly they are barbarians, but hopefully not. Next. How far ahead are we? 348. And everyone else is just miles behind. Okay. This guy's finished, so let's grab, doesn't really matter, one of the city-state artifact. As long as it's a city-state artifact, it doesn't really matter which one we take. I shouldn't have paid for it at Brandenburg Gate. Now I'm just nervous that I wasted the money, that I'm gonna lose it. Musician, scientist, wow, many things. Okay, in which order do we want to pop them, if it even matters? Scientist, we are definitely popping him for just science, so we get access to the Eiffel Tower as soon as possible. This guy, well, it's pretty simple as well, I guess. Speed up the social policy. And, oh, this is artist, not the musician. 39 turns of Golden Age. And we are almost ready to start another Golden Age. Okay, fine, this can be another great work. And I think we can get a tenant that starts a Golden Age. So that shouldn't be an issue anymore. What did we get? Scientist. Scientist. Oh, that's why we get the scientist as well, because we just got like 1500 scientist points. Come on, give me the Brandenburg. I have 8,000 gold. I need to spend it. Sorry. I don't want to become like allied with too many city-states because that would make everyone mad. They're already mad. I just want to be friendly with all the city-states in the world, and that's enough for me. Maybe the cultured city-states are worried, like going all the way for the alliance. That scared me a little bit. But it's just a Slater mill. It was something we couldn't even get since our capital is not on a river. Yeah, he's plotting against me. Well, he's been plotting against me since like classical era. Marco is plotting against me. Well, at this point, everyone is plotting against me. Everyone is plotting against everyone, basically. You are either someone's vassal, and then your master is not plotting against you, usually. Or you just have to accept the fact that everyone is plotting against you. Even your vassals are plotting against you at this stage of the game. Okay, tenets. Probably the reduction for the food consumption. That's the only thing that makes sense. Or unit supply generated by population increased by... This could be quite a nice boost. Get extra units. Chance to rig election. I'm pretty sure we have a really good chance to rig election already. Receive one or more additional spies based on number of city-states in game. That could be something. But again, I'm just interested in cultured city-states, and we have like 2 on the map. Don't really care. Is not relevant to additional trade routes. Well, it's too late for that. Let's go for the food. Probably the most relevant yield. We'll still need one more tier 1 tenet. Mm. 28 tenants. Yeah, that's a long time, considering we still need 5 more tenants. I think it was 5. Are done. Go home. And you start digging. Next. Good. Brandenburg Gate is ours. Usually not the one that I care about too much. But in this case, I'll feel much safer. What did he get? Great Merchant. Don't really care about Great Merchants anymore. The General... We can probably keep him, right? We don't have to... I could just get a Citadel here and steal that steal luxury from the city-state. I think it's a little bit too late for that. I could also steal horses. I could actually steal everything from them if I popped them here. But I think it's just too late for that. I'd rather have the General active in case there is a war. And we could pop like a defensive citadel on the coast in worst case scenario. Why can't I open anything? There we go. Had to move a unit, the usual bug. We got the general. And that cap, the rest is not relevant. Okay, next we want to get our Eiffel Tower, so let's pay for it right away. And I know that I'm risking the money, but yeah. Actually, we can just burn all the money on unit upgrades now. It's something better than people stealing it from me. This is... Actually, we don't even have enough for all the upgrades. That's fine. Now it should be basically impossible for anyone to really get on our island after those 3 more upgrades. I think our military will be so strong that they won't have a chance. Corporations. I was thinking about getting a corporation, but I think it's too late for that even. Just move you back. Rather have my units together. I don't know, it just looks better to me. 45, 45, 45, 45. Go. Now we get another great diplomat. I don't know what to do with those great diplomats anymore. I just know that I should be working those slots for culture. Ironclad. What am I supposed to do with Ironclad? Just keep it, but We have the room for it now. And I'm pretty sure we didn't get plus 10. Like, there isn't an embassy here. Let's fix that. Now, 97, 1100. So this is a little bit more. Fine. Some pretty decent yields from this. I think that gives culture. Nope. Next. Now we get the musician, and I don't think we'll have room for another great work of music. And the merchant. Actually, a merchant will be useful after all. Yep. Can I somehow just optimize and make room for that? How are we doing? Not that it matters anymore. Yeah, I can't do anything. We don't have industry, so we are not getting Broadway. Like the main bonus of Broadway, that you can just get 3 more slots for great works of music. What am I supposed to do with this guy? Yeah, we are running away with the tourism like crazy. I could just send him to Morocco and just use that tourism bomb. I want those yields I get when I pop the great person. We'll go this way. And next, please. I don't want to lose the Eiffel Tower. Surprised that no one has it yet. What is this? Culture. We managed to win the culture contest. So extra happiness is useful. That's a lot of influence. Now, treasure fleet. Treasure fleet could be dangerous. The Admiral, 1 frigate, 300 points towards Golden Age. Additional trade route. Don't really want that. I know that he'll be upset that I'm voting against him. I really don't need the treasure fleet to pass. Don't need one of the saves having faster units, or no, not faster, like better, better ships. That's what I meant. Nope, don't care about open borders anymore. Treasure fleet passes anyway. Okay. Gun luxury fails, and culture heritage side passed as well. But at this point, we actually want those culture heritage sides because it gave us like 70 culture per turn. I guess that's fine. Okay, anything that would give us culture. Increase the generation of writers, artists, musicians, decreases the generation of scientists, engineers, merchants. Position is scores from policies and great works below the global median. Receive boost to production. No, I'm not getting this. Boost to production and culture up to 33% sounds like a horrible idea. We could go for historical landmarks. Everyone likes that. It shouldn't do that much. Yeah, sure. Who needs orders? You. Yep. finish our upgrades first before we start buying new units. Let's make sure our army is up to date. And next. Oh, okay. Someone did get an embassy. See an embassy down here. Check Hanoi. But this is like outdated information, so it's very likely someone already popped diplomat there. Okay. Scary as well. Well, it's when I'm like one turn away from finishing a wonder, and then I see that sound of wonder being done somewhere. I always feel like, okay, that was the wonder that I'm working on. But no, we got our culture. Eiffel Tower for the cost reduction. And the Great Engineer. Can we get from the Great Engineer? Still could get the corporation. Get Cristo Redentor. Probably the best option. Go for the Cristo Redentor. Try to sort out this mess a little bit first. Send the cargo ships away. Ironclad can sit in front of the city. General can sit behind the city. Worker can just sit here. Okay, 45. And this looks a little bit better. How much production? Cristo Redentor. 3,500. And we get 2,900. We wait like 2 turns, then we can finish the wonder instantly. Okay. Silk. Sure. Don't want your horses. It's not the best trade, of course. 390 at this point is nothing. But maybe get 6 if I do it this way. Yeah. I will trade the other luxury next turn. Okay, good. They're just busy with more wars. This will be 7, actually 8, unless I can. Just checking the price. 520. That's not bad. Oh, it's actually 520, including the price of the citrus. No, go away. What was that? 14? I don't remember. No, 8. There we go. And there is the treasure fleet. Don't care. 300 points for Golden Age, not relevant. Frigate, not relevant. Free Great Admiral. We would just pop him for a luxury, so don't care. And we would never have a chance to get gold. So this is why I was against it, because for one city challenge, these like world projects are pretty impossible to get. There's the Grand Canal. We are too late. We'll just check here in case there is a city-state. I don't think we'll be able to get more embassies. Okay, so if I'm already winning, I can't win more. Fine, we will just use a great musician as a pathfinder. Actually, I already had enough. Let's queue up something else then. What do we want after this? Medical lab? Probably. What's next? Next we want broadcast tower. This is great. Just everyone attacking Babylon instead of focusing on us. Just got a free unit. I'll take that. 45. Even the right type. Faith, influence. Nice. I was pretty convinced that there was one more city-state hiding somewhere, but seems I was wrong. Wait. Why can't I? Oh, there we go. Guess we will be working the merchant slots after all. At this point, I don't mind. We could use some more money. The unit upgrades are getting pretty expensive. We don't even have enough money to buy for the medical lab, or now we do. But now we don't have the money to pay for the broadcast tower. Could use some extra gold. So we don't have money to buy units. We can buy 5 more units. Nope. Can still be city-state here, but less and less likely. Already have actually like 2 artifacts from Yerevan, I think. How does this side have a Yerevan artifact in it? Yerevan is like half world away. Same for Mark actually. Weird. Yes. We get the radio. This increases tourism. So let's see, 428 will increase to... This is usually pretty significant. 496, actually it wasn't as much. Thought it would be a lot more. Nope. The hell is that possible? There. Some other place. There could be a city-state to the north. It's very unlikely, but we could check. I don't think there is a city-state here. Next. Okay, so where do we send our people? The musician is slow. Actually, I'll send my musician home in case one of the wonders has a room for great slots. I mean, for great works of music. Wasn't paying attention to that. And the great diplomat. Don't want to steal city-states from anyone. That's just a negative modifier. So the diplomat will move north just in case. There's embassy. Embassies are everywhere already. What is this? Killed Indonesian spy. I forgot about you. Yep. Can have my citrus. The broadcaster. This is the most significant culture boost that we can get now, and probably that we can get until the end of the game. I'm not counting things like Sydney Opera House. Just checking if there might be something that will help us with culture, but it's absolutely nothing. Just tourism at this point mostly. National Visitor Center. Actually, no, it's also tourism. Yeah, that's just tourism, tourism, tourism. I think now, when the conditions for the culture victory were changed, and the tourism, as you can see, really isn't a problem. I'm already like dominant when it comes to tourism over everyone for a long time, and I basically haven't even started stacking up the end game tourism bonuses. Like, there is so much more tourism I could get, but there is no way how to get culture, and culture is now the decisive yield that you need for a culture victory. So there should be some changes, something like, I don't know, 25% of your production is transformed to culture every turn, something like that, and not just culture is transformed to tourism, like the National Visitor Center, CN Tower, Broadcast Tower, or is it Broadcast Tower? Stadium? Yeah, Stadium is transformed into tourism. So now tourism really is not the problem, but getting culture is just such a pain in the ass. Sure. There's an artist. I think Golden Age won't be a problem. Another great work. we get engineer points. We have quite a lot of faith. What can we get from faith? Prophet, musician. Well, we'll never get enough faith to buy an engineer or a scientist, so may as well buy the prophet. And maybe even use him. Yeah, definitely use him for tile improvement that we're gonna work. That's also a little bit of culture. That makes sense. Okay, next. Sure. I need the happiness. Because happiness means culture. Oh, it seems that somewhere to the north is probably some kind of historical battle reconstruction with that crossbowman heading there. Or he's pretty outdated for the average era of the game. Let's log this already. What? Oh, it wasn't our trade route, okay. So that Morocco started plundering our trade routes. Okay. Here, there's nothing relevant, so let's try to find something useful in the level 2 tenets. Maybe just the Golden Age. I'll just make sure we have the Golden Age until the end of the game. That the Universal Refresh will guarantee that. We are on 16 terrains. This could get us like to 80 or something ridiculous like that. Actually, wasn't that crazy. Only 49. But still pretty decent. And what about this? 25% tourism and +1 happiness generated by cities with a broadcast or 20% culture from stadiums. Yeah, 20% culture from one stadium. 4 influence per turn with the states you have a trade route with. +4 delegates for the World Congress. Don't care about World Congress. Made by spaceship parts. Don't really care about that either. We'll end up with media culture. Also doesn't give us that much. At least we can get one free tenet once we get Sydney Opera House. That's like one of the main reasons why you want to have a coastal capital for one city challenge, because it is very relevant in the late game. Like Sydney, not getting Sydney Opera House or not being able to get Sydney Opera House can be a big deal. How much money do we have? Get the research lab. You know what? Factory first. Don't care about other things. Then we can get our archaeologists again. Actually, not sure. What is the main yield of holy sites? Is it faith or culture? Because there is the one tenet that boosts the main yield of great people tiles, so, or great person tiles. And if the main yield of holy site is culture, then that would be +15 culture. Just then scaled up with the bonuses that we have. That would be irrelevant. I'll have to test that. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's the first one he plundered. I'll renew it. I may just send it to him. Because we have the tourism that we need. And I just want the gold now. It's not that relevant, but still, it's at least useful for some things. Tourism output of great works 25%. Yeah. Don't care. I don't want more tourism. This is nice. Our capital is tiny bit ahead of everything else in the world. That's the best one. Doesn't really matter. World's Fair. That is something you may want to get. You of course, never get the Crystal Palace. But we could get silver. Oh, yeah. I don't care about anything else. Give me World's Fair. I could... You know what? I think with like 6 it will be fine. People usually don't vote against the World's Fair. But I want to vote against scholars in residence. I'm actually gonna vote with more votes. I think quite a few people will be interested in scholars in residence. Probably can't stop it though. This should still be safe. It passed. 2 votes only. World's Fair passed, not a surprise here. And everything passed. Oh, this is what increases the yields. It's proposal. Okay, so wait, I'm just getting confused here. No, that's not it. That's just +1. I want... It's one of the tenets. Here too? New Deal, that's what I need. Landmarks and Great Press Imperial Press +5 of the appropriate yield. So yeah, I want to know if holy sites get culture or faith. Logical would be faith, but it's possible it's culture. No. We get something like international games, maybe. Tourism increased, receive reparation of your resources. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting silver from this because that would be right there. I could just vote against it, maybe. I probably don't want this to pass because the goal is pretty strong. And the AIs usually don't invest that many votes into these world projects. I think I forgot to start working on the World's Fair. Or is it the first turn when I can start working on it? Nope. No more undiscovered city-states. What is this? A cultured city-state somewhere. Might be easier to do it this way. 81, and here it's 314. Wow. Let's try to steal this one. Next. And we can pop musician. Good. I think I'll just finish the World's Fair and then we'll make a cut here. Although I think they're pretty close to winning the game. So maybe I'll just like make a cut and get the victory in this episode. I just won't record like 20-30 turns because you'll be just waiting to get those social policies. Whatever. Why? Probably more relevant than the production. Theodora. Still want to trade because it means more happiness and therefore more culture. This will be 8. I'll be doing 63. We should be able to get silver. And that's all I care about. Still not done. Wait, silver is 800 or more. So I can't get silver unless I'm somehow making 500 production now. But we have 900. Yeah, it sucks that we don't get that huge culture increase. But actually, you know what? Just cancel these clowns and just get culture this way. I should have. I forgot to cancel the World's Fair. Never mind. Yep. We are so close. One city just is not enough. We have the most important part. 20% culture from stadiums. Let's get that. We'll check stadium. What does that mean exactly? Does it mean that it gives us 20% boost to our culture or something like that? Boost like the culture income from the city by 20%? Find out. Cares about research labs. Ecology in what? 23. How are we doing on scientists? That is important. Musician, diplomat, artist. Come on, scientist. Oops. Oh, it's 26 turns. Still quite a long time. So maybe I do care about the research lab after all. But we will get an engineer, so they will speed things up. I'm curious about the bonus from stadiums. So I think I'll still finish the stadium before I make a cut in this episode. Let's see. Using this for a wonder kind of hurts, but there is no wonder we need right now. Give us like what, 100 culture per turn? That's pretty reasonable. Okay, so that was worth it. Next. Oh, and I said that I'd just make a cut here. And now we have the same ideology with Babylon, so it's even less likely he would attack. He's been plotting since the start of the game, so no change there. Okay, fine. What I'm gonna do, I'll make a cut here and play a few more turns and basically just get the victory. So we'll see each other in a second, but that will be like half an hour for me. Then we should be able to just end the game. Unless something unexpected happens, of course, if there are wars or something like that, I'll come back earlier. So, see you in a second. Okay, here we are a few turns later, actually a few more turns than I expected because I misunderstood how the culture victory works now. You have to get those tier 3 tenets, but you need to get the Citizen Earth protocol on top of that. So the production is still required in the end. It took me, I think, 19 turns to get this thing. But now we are one turn away from finishing, and there was also one war. It wasn't a completely peaceful playthrough. Someone bribed Polynesia to declare it on me, but at the point when they declared on me, they were 12 tags behind. So they tried to send their navy that I managed to sink in 2 turns. It was like 7 or 8 ships, so not really a navy. And that was it. Other than that, I was just hitting end turn as fast as possible to get to the end. So the like last, I don't know, 35 turns were pretty boring. But in the end, we managed to get the culture victory. So finally, another victory type that I have out of the way. So what do we have left? We have diplomatic. Is there anything else? I think that's it, right? Am I missing something? Maybe I'm missing something. But we have culture, we have science, we have domination, of course. I think just diplomatic is the last one that we are missing, and I actually don't even know how to really get that. I've never given it any thought, so that may take a while. But Let's check demographics in case you are interested. We were far ahead tech-wise in the end, like 10 techs, I think. I mean, ahead of Babylon. Rankings probably won't get that much. Yeah, from one city challenge, we can't expect an amazing score. How long did it take, by the way? Turn 420, year 800, 1820. That's a bit longer than I thought. I thought you'd be able to win this by turn like 1600. But yeah, there was that Citizen Earth protocol that delayed things quite a bit. And replay. We actually need the replay. We could check graphs. We are green, so we are like in the middle of the pack. Culture per turn. Babylon actually managed to get ahead, but then they get shut down horribly by Morocco, and I think even Byzantium. There are some wars. I wasn't really paying attention, but you can see the Moroccan cruisers here attacking Morocco. They probably had to switch city production from culture to units, but that cost him. Happiness. We're not even first happiness-wise. Per turn. But considering we had only one city, I don't think that's too bad. Gold per turn. Golden Age. Yeah, that should be in our favor. Happiness. There are no real interesting stats probably. Improvement maintenance, military might. Look at that. That's probably when I started upgrading units, or maybe. Oh, it looks like when I was upgrading units here, buying units here, upgrading them here. I don't know. And here, look how strong this guy was in the end, but he's still losing. That's odd. Number of cities, number of known tags. Yep. Quite far ahead. Number of policies. Here we start to snowball our unique ability, and probably with some great people as well, pretty hard. There's probably some writers that I started popping, and combined with the great people, those free social policies that we got. So in the end, we were what? We were like 7 social policies ahead. The rest probably doesn't matter. In case someone is interested in the map, how the game developed for the other saves. But yeah, on island map, they just colonized their island very quickly. Interesting that there was an island without anyone on it, and it probably took a while. Colonized it. Also, the island to the south of us we didn't know about for a very long time. Didn't get colonized for a very long time. Actually, there were only 12 city-states, so I was looking for city-states that were not in the game. Oops. I thought we had 16 city-states on the map. Byzantium colonized to the south pretty aggressively, but considering that we had Polynesia in the game, this island stayed not or uncolonized for a very long time. Same as this, I would like expect Morocco to just take all of this very quickly. And Indonesia was just screwed up right from the start between Babylon that was far ahead tech-wise, so they couldn't find them, and Byzantium from the south who were ahead like how do I say it? They're expanding much faster. So before Indonesia could do anything, there was no land to get anymore, and yeah, this city to the north really couldn't save them. Okay, so that's it. Let's pause this. In case you made it till the end of the video to this point, you could also discuss what do I do next, because the Denmark Let's Play will still go for quite a while. And I was thinking that during that time we could do one more playthrough like this, because we need like 10 episodes to finish this one. I was thinking another one city challenge, but this time something less overpowered than Arabia. So if you have any ideas for interesting Civ for one city challenge or something like similar, something creative and different like this playthrough that I did, let me know in comments, and I'll try to come up with something. I personally was thinking another one city challenge, this time with I don't know, Austria, maybe India, and I don't know what else. If I really wanted to try diplomacy, then Siam would be an option. And maybe try a different map. If the AI is like more land. I don't want to increase the size of the map, because that would be just too much. And also terrains would take longer, as there would be more civs to process and more units to move around. So I want to stay on small maps. But maybe go for like, I don't know, continents, so that we would have a neighbor on our like landmass, something like that. So yeah, if you have any ideas, anything, please let me know in comments. And in the end, I hope that you like the Let's Play, and that you're gonna join me for the next one, whatever that's gonna be. Other than that, have a good time. Bye bye.